Coach, after two losses and the outcomes, what do you tell your team as you begin a new week and another road trip?
I mean, you have to be better. I mean, that's the bottom line for us. LA was a very, very good team, and game didn't go the way we wanted it to go. But we had an opportunity to come back on Sunday and fight for another 3 points. And I think either that game was in our head or the combination of the travel in that game. But we came out on Sunday and didn't execute. And every team that we play against is good. Every team has talent. It's a super competitive conference, and ultimately the team that comes out and executes their game plan and makes the least mistakes is going to be the one that comes out with a win. And on Sunday, we just didn't do that, and ultimately Dominguez got the result because they did.
So another road trip to Southern California, so you head back down there this week. Aside from the opponents, do you feel like now kind of, you did play a good share of home matches, but now going back on the road again, kind of more familiar to the scene, kind of if it has anything to kind of help the cause, I guess, in a way?
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to think that the guys that are returning for us have had some experience with it, and it wouldn't affect them quite as much, especially since we only really have 4 or 5 new guys that are traveling with us this year. But yeah, I would agree. I mean, I think the fact that it was our first real travel, maybe didn't prepare mentally or physically quite as well as they should have, and hopefully with a week of that under their belt, they'll be a little bit better at executing the things that we need to do in order to get results on the road.
San Marcos on Friday, and what have you seen from them this season?
They're very good. I think they've only lost 1 game so far this season. They're getting some good results, and obviously playing at their place is a little daunting. It's a difficult field, as I'm sure you've heard. So it's not going to be an easy task. But there are no easy road games. There are no easy games in our conference. So the task is always going to be the same: is trying to figure out how to approach things, and then can we execute.
I hear coaches, they say when they go on the road for 2 matches, they want to come back with a split. I'm sure you'd really love 2 wins to really kind of help out from last week. But what are you expecting from your squad? What's going to put a smile on your face when we see you next week?
Obviously we'd like to get points, but just competing, showing that we understand the level that's required to compete and get points on the road in this conference. For the first 70 minutes against Dominguez, we didn't compete at that level, and as a result, Dominguez dominated the game. The last 20 minutes, I think we kind of switched on, got a little aggravated with ourselves and some of their extenuating circumstances, but for the last 20 minutes, we actually competed at the level that we need to compete to get results on the road. Hopefully, we learned a little bit of a lesson from that, and we can bring that level consistently this weekend, which will give us a chance in both games. So the biggest thing for me is if we can bring that level. And if we do, I feel like we'll get some points and hopefully finish the weekend with a positive outcome.
This part of the season, we're already, September's almost over. Almost going to be the final month of the regular season next week. It goes by quick. For your team, health-wise, any injuries keeping people out, anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, we have, several. We're missing 3 or 4 starters right now. But, I mean, that's the nature of playing at this level. I'm sure if you ask all the other teams in our conference, they'll tell you the same thing. They're missing a couple players here and there. There's no point in stressing over it. We just need the guys that step in to replace them to do the job as well, if not better, than what was going on before. It's the nature of being in team sports that you need everybody to contribute. Particularly when things get hard and difficult. So, we some guys will get some opportunities this weekend that maybe haven't gotten as much before, and this will be their opportunity to step up and prove they deserve more.
Those 2-3 guys out with injury. Who are those players?
Right now, Brian Hernandez, our goalkeeper, Ethan Waters, Isaiah Dyro's a little bit injured as well, and then we lost Devin Howenstein this weekend with to some red card issues.
Okay. Without these players, do you feel like it could be, the outcomes could be different? Or you guys, without these guys this weekend, are they difference makers, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's a difference maker. I mean, that's why they're starting, I guess. That's the expectation anyways. And, you know, you want your starters there and to be able to contribute, but that's why we have 25 guys on the roster as opposed to only 11. You know, and injuries are the nature of sport. You know, people are going to get injured. Some seasons you get more, some seasons you get less. It's just one of those years where we kind of got hit heavy here in the last couple of weeks. Now it's just a question of, as a team, can we absorb it and keep moving forward?
For keeper Hernandez, is he out this weekend or will he?
Yes.
Okay, so who'll get the call?
Well, Rob started on Sunday for us, or played on Sunday for us, and did a great job. So I know we'll see, but I would guess at this point that it'll still be Rob.
All right. Anything else like that, Coach?
No.